Last time on Sailing into Freedom.
Whoa! Sailing into Boredom fans. Last month we finally moved the boats to a new factory. It was touch and go right to the end of 2025 in order to not jinx 2026. So we had to race the boats out of there. Race we did. Look at us racing. Yada yada yada, because it was all of 400 metres to the waiting barge. And finally safe and sound at our new factory. So it seems that 2026 is going to be the year without any hiccups of any kind. What a whole lot of rubbish! This is Sailing into Boredom, good people, and spanners in the works is our specialty, with special mention to lightning strikes, sinkings, exile.
Yes, we're in, people!
This week, buggered if I know, all coming up in Sailing into Freedom!
Bart, look around us. Did you notice?
What's so remarkable, Plucky?
Oh, my friend, the boats are gone. They're all lined up at the new factory, orderly and pristine.
Well, that's certainly an impressive feat, especially given how chaotic it was last week.
Exactly. It fills me with joy seeing things run smoothly. It's like a perfectly balanced dance.
You seem ready to start a dance party indeed, Plucky.
Maybe I shall. Join me, Bart. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, woohoo.
Well, this I must see. Lead the way, Plucky. Show us your moves.
Check out this beach shack here. I saw a 20-year-old guy living here, sitting right on the beach here in Vietnam. Fishermen are out doing their thing and tending to their nets in their very round boats. Do you remember me showing you these round boats in a previous episode? Why the hell do they have such hydrodynamic poor boats, do you ask? Well, as you know, this is not only the wisdom channel, but it is an educational channel that gives you the truth. That's right, people, the truth. Well, the story begins with the French. Oh, lordy, lordy, the French. Don't get me started on the French people, my God. I will never, ever stop. And with good reason too.
We surrender!
Well, the French who once ruled in Vietnam saw all these Vietnamese fishermen making money with their boats. That was fishing, which at that time were ordinary looking boats. So the French overlord imposed taxes on these boats. The Vietnamese said, we aren't having any of this frog-legged eating surrender mentality rubbish from a guy with a big nose and bad hygiene. So they invented the basket. It wasn't a boat. If they were caught near their basket boat, no sir, this is a basket, not a boat. Look at the manufacture. It's just like our hats, but upside down. Ah, said the French official, I see it is a basket and not a boat. So they avoided the taxes, but the French guillotined them anyway for being too smart for their own good. What a fair system the French had.
Happy New Year, good people. We have one more stumbling block, spanner in the works, if you will. We've got one more piece of paperwork. It's like a bridge too far, people. Just you get over one bridge, you know, you storm the trenches, and there's another piece of paperwork you got to get done. So we're waiting for that to go through. Now, New Year's, hey mate, New Year's isn't really celebrated in Vietnam, but it appears the government departments are like to celebrate it. Why not? Extra holidays. So we've got some more delays. That's with the equipment. So I've just got to wait for that to go through, and then we are, well, then there'll be another piece of paperwork probably. You know the drill. As you can see, I'm going grey and more haggard every day, but we'll get there. Now I've got to get some pork because I'm hungry. So this in Vietnam is how you get breakfast for less than $1 US. And you just walk up and they make it and it's done. That's slightly more expensive, that's about $1.50. But here is 20,000 dong, so about 80 cents for breakfast. So you can live here for probably 200, well, you know what I've been living on, but you know, I'm not normal. And I don't drink and I don't go out and I don't smoke. So I'm living on bugger all. But a normal Westerner, you could live on very little, very little. And if you don't want a fancy apartment, and you don't live in Saigon, come and move to Vietnam. Yeah, two. And this one. Oh, the whole thing.
Oh.
Yep. I haven't tried the sausage yet, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, as I was saying, just thinking, if you're really like me, rent and food, without sort of going out and stuff like that, probably 300 US easily a month. No, when I say not easily for me, maybe 400, 500 for you guys. Oh, thank you. If you're living in a more provincial place, provincial town, super cheap. Especially if you're prepared to make your own salads and stuff. I mean, it's not worth it making your own pork because it's all cheap, and fish that you can buy cooked on the side of the road, and chicken. It's not worth it cooking. But if you prepare your own vegetables, $1 a day for vegetables. Anyway, El Cheapo. get a fresh juice.
And this lovely lady will meticulously cut out all the dark bits from the pineapple so it looks like this.
Cái này 100 bé không Thuận?
So these pineapple, they cost the same whether you buy them with the skins on or all this labour-intensive work of grooving out all of the little, I don't know what you call it, those little nodes. I don't get it, people. It should be double. But anyway, this guy plays around for like 4 hours just to do that. I kind of like the nodes in it though. It's roughage, but it just makes it easier. What else? And the coconuts, same thing. They laboriously peel the coconuts for like, and there's no change in price. They're certainly good at working, and the old women are working as hard as the young men. Up and down this street since 4 a.m. No refrigeration. All the stuff is butchered. It's all sold by 9 anyway, so bloody great. I think these are about 7,000, which is about 30 cents, 25 cents. And look, sculpted and everything. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So that's about 10 bucks. And now, because I'm going to get long arms by carrying it, I'm going to get a taxi, and taxi will be 60 cents, like on a bike. And it's like a couple of Ks. It's crazy. Crazy cheap, people.